this video, you will define fair use, what copyrighted materials are, and the 4 fair use guidelines. You will also be given examples of the 4 use guidelines and how they were failed to be met. As you just saw, fair use is a law that protects copyrighted materials. But what exactly is considered to be copyrighted materials? About to find out. It's totally fine to use copyrighted materials. However, you need to make sure that you are meeting all 4 of the fair use guidelines whenever you use them. There are 4 guidelines that all must be met in order for you to not be breaking any copyright laws. The first of the 4 fair use guidelines is purpose and character of use. Purpose and character of use means how the work will be used. Will you be using the work for entertainment purposes, educational purposes, informational purposes? How will the work be used? The second fair use guideline is the nature of the work. The nature of the work refers to the characteristics of that work. So how will the characteristics of the work be used? The third fair use guideline is the amount, substantially, or portion. This refers both to the quantitative amount and the qualitative, meaning the main point of work. The fourth and final fair use guideline is the potential market. The potential market deals with realistically purchasing, licensing, and copyright of an item. For scenario number 1, you failed to meet factor number 2, nature of work. Even though this story idea is unpublished, it is a private work and the author has rights to determine circumstances of first publication. Courts tend to be more protective of creative works than nonfiction works. For scenario number 2, you failed to meet factor number 4, the potential market. By creating a video with the artist's artworks, the artist's potential market wouldn't purchase his art since they have access to it with the video. You need to research the market to determine if the work is reasonably available for purchasing. For scenario number 3, you failed to meet guideline number 1, purpose of use. Nonprofit educational purposes follow fair use, but because you made copies and sold the videos to the public, you broke guideline number 1. For scenario number 4, you failed to meet guideline number 3, amount. The general rule of thumb is the more that you use of an item, like a book, a movie, etc., the more likely you are breaking fair use.